On cello, Miss Caroline Lavelle. And on fiddle, Mr. Hugh Marsh.
So when I was working, when I was doing some research for an ancient muse, my travels took me up to a couple places. One was to Urumqi, which is in the northwest corner of China. And what took me there was I had heard about these mummies that had red hair, were wrapped in tartans, and dated back to about 1000 BC, which would have been roughly 500 years before the Celts were identified as a kind of people. And it was quite interesting because they spoke a language called Tocharian, which in the Indo-European languages sits on one spectrum, and the Gaelic languages that you'd find in Ireland and Scotland sit on the other spectrum of the Indo-European languages. Another trip I took was to Turkey, actually a few trips I took to Turkey. One was to an archaeological site outside of Ankara. They had uncovered Celtic ruins, and they weren't quite sure. It was sort of there amidst the Hittites and the Lydian, the Phrygians, and so on. And they weren't quite sure whether this was a permanent settlement of the Celts or whether it was a passing army. But because a lot of the Celts were hired on as mercenaries for other people's battles. But another trip I took to Turkey took me up from Safranbolu in the north near the Black Sea, where there's stunning Ottoman architecture, down across the Anatolian plain, over to Konya, Ephesus, and back up to Istanbul. And as I traveled across Anatolia, I would see from time to time buildings or remnants of buildings that I came to learn were called caravanserais. And caravanserais were essentially inns that populated the various trade routes, including the Silk Road. And people who were traveling for whatever purpose would be able to stay there, restock or meet people. And one could just imagine the whole marketplace, day and night, that surrounded these caravanserais. It also got me thinking a bit about the concept of home. And having encountered and stayed with some nomadic people along the way, I came to realize that not only was it, the fixed or the physical elements that informed your residence, but more importantly, the concept of home was the people who informed that place and the rituals and traditions. So this next piece was conceived out of these travels and this rumination. It's called The Caravanserai.
This glancing life is like a morning star, setting sun on rolling